too mackerel right now, but it's like too small for that drag. Alright, the weather has finally come good and we're able to get offshore again, try and catch some fish. Will and I goal was to catch some pelagic, and so we spent the whole morning trawling. Well, Dad and Will did. I was having a rest.
I've got a great photo of Ethan sleeping.
The sleeping tablets hit me pretty hard. I mean the CC tablets. Anyway, how long did you trawl for? I wouldn't know.
2 hours.
2 hours of trawling and we caught nothing. So we have come to our pearly spot. Are you on? Yeah. There we go, to catch a feed.
Pearlies are loving the pillies today. Not so much the
There's Will on.
mullet.
There we
That's
go.
a bend, Will. Haven't bent your rod that much in a while, have you, mate? Oh no!
If this is your not this one, done, I'm gonna laugh. Is it? Yeah.
You ever want to learn how to catch fish? See, Will? PCF. Oh my god. Did your knot come off? Yeah. Oh no. You want your rod spooled? Don't go see Will.
What if
Did you just lose the paternoster? Yeah. Oh no.
Mate, you asked $3.
How many loops did you do in your uni?
12?
I don't know how the hell that came up.
Big. Big. Big.
Mate, that's mine, mate. You got
No,
that.
no, this is big. This is big. This is big.
No chance to go nuts.
This is big. Yeah, we do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is it same spot?
No. Maybe check. This is a good fish.
Oh, yeah.
If you lose that,
I'll make sure I don't lose this.
you're off the boat.
Fuck, it was such a good fish, too.
Oh, I just caught Will's fish. It's probably going to come up with the paternoster.
Yeah, if he comes up with paternoster rig.
This is, I'm calling a snapper because it ran hard at the start, or a tusky. And that's
Oh, it could be a
we
tusky.
want a tusky.
I've called it for a tusky.
There is no way this is another pearl. Oh, 30. Oh, big.
36, 36. 36, so close. A no cigar. He's calling net. Ethan's calling net. He's calling net. What's that floating?
That's coming back.
What?
No. Oh God.
I swear to God, if it just comes undone.
Come on, ET.
How much line was out?
Oh, that's a good pearly. Oh,
That's the first pearly I've ever had that's rod and pulled line.
That's a good pearly. Well done, mate.
I'm keen to see what that wipe the water off the lens now. I'm keen to see what your underwater footage looks like. I'm not thinking.
My underwater footage is terrible.
Oh, it's definitely. I reckon biggest.
What have we
no,
got?
it's
What
not
have we got? What have we
It's
got?
just fat. That's only 40.
Yeah,
that's
it's
exact same as the one you got before.
Who
cares though? That's another big keeper.
Yeah. a bit heavier, I think. Oh, I think this one's a lot heavier. No, it's a lot heavier.
I think it's but it could be snap off if it's oh, it's like pulling it down. Oh, there's a little sound on the side there.
Oh, we gotta go somewhere where these things are bigger.
I got a snap off.
No, mine a bit head shaking.
I have a snap off. It looks like food. You have food?
Yeah, mate. Yep. Good pearly.
Okay, that one should be, yeah, the one I was heavy. I got the mother and the daughter.
Oh. It's a good catch. That is a stonker pearly. That is a stonker pearly. Alright, we'll stay.
I get the other one off.
43.
43, not bad. Well legal.
Oh, yeah. 43.
Put on the ground.
It's a good one.
Put on the ground.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
It's really not hold it.
Oh.
You didn't like close neck.
Oh, this is a good fight.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, we can catch here. Remember this group? I can tell them partly on the side. This is two. Not on the side.
Oh, nice. Oh, bang.
It's a snap. Isn't it a squire?
What, he just pulled out a snapper.
Squire,
Get that on film.
No, I
Get
didn't.
that on film.
It came up flat, mate.
He just called that thing a squire.
Must be here.
Will, what's going on? Do you want a paternoster rig?
My thing is not working.
Measure it up. Let's see if you've got now the boat record.
It just was shiny, man.
That's a bit embarrassing. You called that a snapper.
Have you got spare?
Yeah, one under there. It'll be 43.
43.
Let's get a close up. Oh, it's looking. It's on. Definitely.
Ah,
40 on.
41. No, move the tail like we did to you.
What?
There, 40.
41 if you pinch the tail.
41 if you pinch the tail. Ah, little tomato rock cod, yay.
Is it a crowd catch, I wonder?
Not a crowd catch.
You making the legal call?
Hmm?
That's not a flex. Are you making the legal call?
I'm making a legal call.
Alright, did you hear the rules if it's wrong?
What?
You have to jump overboard.
Okay. I hope this falls off my hook. Unless it's two, then just not come down.
Fine. How was your fishy sandwich? Fish blood gut sandwich. Definitely prefer sitting back and watching. It's a lot easier.
Must be a world record pearly.
Jeez, I hope it's just one tiny pearl.
Oh, it's a good fish.
They look big.
Jesus Christ, mate, get the net.
Alright, he's not going overboard, that's for sure. What's the net?
Yeah, at your pit.
Don't do it.
Holy shit.
You know, the rules are, if I call it and it is correct, you've got to jump over.
When was that a rule? Holy.
Holy shit!
Okay, that could be the boat best. That might have gotten mine.
Oh, that's not bad for a lunch break.
That's actually fair.
Huh?
If you call it and it's legal, the person who's caught the least amount of fish jump in.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Go on, Will.
Oh, I might put down the net. See, what the fuck is this bullshit?
That's a good pearl. Brain spike on the ground, it's definitely legal. Knowing you, you'll lose it. Yeah, just brain spike now.
Oh fuck, that was hilarious. My dad tried to teach me how to bleed a tailor once, and he was shaking it overboard and he dropped it.
40. Oh, that's big.
40...
What was it? It's only 48.
48.
Wait, what was
Matched with yours.
I thought mine was 43.
No, it is 48.
Was it?
Was it?
Oh.
Oh my god, that's a boat PB. Hang on. That is a grinner.
I don't even know.
Is the GoPro on?
I've got 40.
Did you get a feed off this thing?
Oh, yeah.
Look at the size of that grinner. Man, they're growing big out here. Woo.
Okay, we're back and it's the day after from our trip. We've got all the pearlies up in the kitchen, well, most of them. There's 4 of our 8 up in the kitchen. And Dad wanted to show you and talk about his little pearly hack to make it a bit easier when you catch a
Pearly hack or fish hack.
a fish hack, when you catch a boatload of fish.
So, everyone knows how to fillet fish, but
Not everyone.
well, maybe, but anyway. But what the annoying part I find is having to scale and gut your fish, because the last thing you want to do after a day of fishing is to scale it. Scales go everywhere, and you got to pull out all the guts, and you got to throw them, and sometimes you forget to clean it at the ramp, so you got to take it all home. You're pulling it out. So I don't actually scale the fish unless you got a nice snapper or something you want to cook skin down and fry the skin up. If you're just going to bake your fish or put it in fish tacos, you don't really need the skin. So don't worry about scaling them, don't worry about gutting them. We just leave them in the esky on the ice overnight, because next day is a lot easier just to fillet it. So because you haven't got the scales off, it's obviously a lot harder to drive your knife through. So instead of cutting down the spine like that, you sort of got to come in from up the top and come down the spine and cut from inside, so the scales, so you can get through the scales, and then we sort of slip up over the spine bone here and then slip out the top, and then obviously like to just go on the spine there, on the bones, and release the skin back up here too. That way you don't miss a lot when you come back through with the knife up the spine. You don't want to leave all your meat on the fish. So I just go halfway there. And then obviously before you take the fillet off, you do the other side. Because if you don't, the fish sort of like falls apart and it's really hard to get this side done then. So I'm just coming down the side here because all the wings here are all just bones. I mean, the fish is big enough, you can keep the wings and cook a meal out of that, but don't worry about that. So when I come through here, I come down the side here, and that's how I start the process of coming down the spine. Just get around these scales. And then back over and then out. You see how it gets all flimsy there, so that's just got to be careful when you're doing this one. You don't actually cut through them. You want to make sure you're sliding along the bones there.
Cut through all the spine.
And yeah, you don't want to cut through the spine. Then you've got bones all in your fillet. It's hard to get them out. It's hard to get a good fillet off. And some people just cut through there too, but I sort of, because I've already done this side, that's already done, I sort of put it near the edge. And when I'm cutting back through, I'm pushing down to go along the spine still, but I cut low down here, so I get all this meat too. And then I just push it through, up, and out. There's one.
It's a solid fillet.
All the guts are still in fish, as you'll see when I do this one. This one's a little bit harder because you're on the other side. So again, I'll lean down on this side now and get as low on the back side of the fish as I can to keep the fillet there. Still along the spine. A little bit slippery now. Just rip through that rib cage there. Up and out. Just a little bit there. So now you got the fish. Still the guts are still all attached, so you haven't had to rip all that out.
And what now?
And now I just throw it in the trusty cold bag. And this goes in the freezer to wait for bin day, or if you go to crab pots, good for your crab pots.
Now the most important step, you're not going to eat a thing with a bunch of scales on it.
So now we've got the fillet. I always like a separate cutting board because you don't want to put it back on here because scales do get around the board. So I just hold on to the skin here, start a slice cut here.
So what do? You push down on that?
Push down on the skin, and then you just pushing down on the knife, but because the scales are still on the skin, it's a lot harder. It's like the armour, the shield, so it's harder to cut through the skin. So you just virtually pushing down on the skin with your knife as you're sliding through. Comes straight off.
That's pretty easy.
Put that over there. There's your skin fish with all your scales still on. So you haven't had to scale your fish, you haven't had to gut your fish, and now you just, all you got to do now, that's why I put on your board so it doesn't get the scales all over it. You just slice out the bones. Yeah, that goes in there. You got a few more bones just down here on a pearly. Not so many bones on a pearly, not like a snapper. Snappers go all the way down. Pearlies just go around here. Just feel, make sure I got them all.
And that's all done?
And that is ready to go bake up in the oven or put in a nice fish taco.
It's the easiest way to cook a fillet of pearly.
It's easy done.
And also I thought I'd show you, I don't think I showed too clearly what we were using, but we're just using this Pattern Oscar rig. The 6.0, we got the 6.0 right?
Yep.
Yeah, just from BCF. This is just the primer one. You can make them yourself, but they're like $5. And then you chuck a sinker, you choose the weight when you're there, seeing what, depending on the current. You saw in the video, we changed sinker size a fair bit to match where we were fishing and the depths and all that. But yeah, It's a pretty solid rig, and Pearlies love it, and Snapper love it as well. And just Pilly's bait worked best for me, but that you caught a few on the squid at the end there.
On the squid.
When we were down to squid, but yeah, the rig works well.
Oh, and mullet. Mullet was going well too. Tried some grinners, but they didn't want to touch the grinner.
Yeah.
Anyway, look at how thick that fillet is. That was a good sized pearly, mate. Was that my one?
Nah,
The record
well,
one?
we caught, no, we caught the same size.
Oh, did we catch the same
248. Sweet. Should we show
Yeah.
cooking it?
Are
Are we having it tonight for dinner?
Yeah, having it tonight. I'm going to do a sauce, throw it in the oven, bake it up.
I may as well.
Some roast potatoes.
Okay, well, we'll cut to his little cooking.
So we've baked up the pearlies in a casserole dish and a secret sauce, which we'll let you in on later.
Looks like you have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe, yes you do. But how good's that? Smell that.
They can't really smell it, but I can.
Oh.
It does smell good.
That looks good. Can't wait to get stuck into that with our roast potatoes.
Bang, and that's it. That's Pearlies cooked up. Next fish on the target list is dollies, because heaps of people are catching that at the moment, and we know how to do it.
Yes, we
and
do.
kingies.
Let's do it.
So hopefully that's our next video when the weather gets good, because it's looking bad for the next week. Anyway, stay tuned.